Today's going to be a hard day. I thought I was better with my leg, but it's really hurting this morning and the medication is not quite hitting it. So I'm going to get on as best I can. We've got yesterday's vlog to do because I just got so exhausted. I went to bed last night after spending a lot of time getting some footage for the Amstrad CPC, including a very nifty thing that I'm going to talk about in a moment, where I managed to get part of a disc image onto cassette via an emulator, and it was quite interesting how I did it. What we've got here on the screen is Java CPC. It's rather useful. It's a good, very high-powered emulator and very good emulator for the Amstrad CPC. And underneath all of the computer, we have there in the background an Amstrad CPC 464 with a very important thing on it. A CD car cassette adapter. It's a tape that's connected to a jack lead, and the advantage of this is that there is no tape mechanism in it. I don't know why it's not focused on it, but there's no tape mechanism in it, so I can put it straight into the computer and it will record without a problem because it doesn't have to spin any tape heads, which means the issue I've got, which causes the tape heads not to spin properly, doesn't actually affect input from a cassette if you're doing it the way I'm doing it. So we've got the CPC and Java CPC emulator, so let's quickly bring up on here the tape system, show tape deck. That is on Java CPC. It's a tape deck. And if I press record and play here, then when I save something on Java CPC, it will record an audio output onto that tape. The advantage being there is that I'm not altogether familiar with how you're supposed to get anything out of the tape deck program on Java CPC, but when it's recording like that, there is an audible tape set of information coming out of the emulator. And because Java CPC is so accurate, I can take the sounds coming out of the emulator and feed them via the cassette straight into the Amstrad CPC. So last night I had a program that I needed for CPC, and I was able to grab it from a disk image in the emulator, use the tape deck to get the feed into the actual CPC, and then save it out on my disk system. So the FD1 and DDI1, which I thought didn't save because I thought I'd lost the write protect pin, actually worked out very nicely, and I ended up getting disk information from a disk image straight onto a 3-inch disc. And I was so very happy with that. You would not believe how happy that made me, because now I've been able to get the footage, and with a bit of luck I'll be able to do the same thing as that for an awful lot more programs if I need to. It might be a bit of a cumbersome system to get this onto the computer and then put the data onto a disk, but it worked, and it worked very well, so I'm actually really happy about how it came together. It's not something that I would recommend unless you absolutely need to get some information that isn't available in a format that you can use, but it worked, and that's the important thing. And of course it would work the other way as well if you wanted to take a tape image and then load it into the computer and stick that straight out via another system on a disk image and stick it into your disk reader. I don't know. You could do that way as well. So it's very interesting, it's very useful, and I'm very happy I managed to do it because it means I can get CPC done without having to use an emulator for all of the images and all of the footage and things like that. I use the emulator for quickness in some respects because at the start of CPC, every episode has a news roundup where it's talking about released games and programs for that month. I use the emulator just to get quick bits of footage for that, because at the moment I don't have access to a disk image reader. But I have got that coming. I've got the flopper disk image reader there. I'm waiting on the power cable arriving from, I think it's the Czech Republic. It's on its way, and when that gets here, if that works and everything's fine, then I'll be able to get every single part of CPC via the actual machine. But at the moment, I have to use emulator for that, and I didn't want to do that for a big part of the show where we're talking about a program that it's in BASIC. I should be able to get it over, so I'm very happy about that. But I am now stalling a bit because I need to get the stuff done for today's vlog, yesterday's vlog, and Jen's video for today. I've also got meetings this afternoon, so it's going to be a busy day. Okay, Jen, what have you found?
This is something I picked up, courtesy of Derry's little arranged trip yesterday. It was dug out of the ground in Nantmore Quarry, and it's a pre-grouping rail chair. Cleaned it up with wire brush, attachment and a drill, given it a coat of Hammerite paint. There's probably very few rail chairs can boast to be protected by Hammerite paint. But I'm trying to work out the lettering on it, and there's some letters here that have rotted away, and then there's a W-E and railway. So if anybody knows which pre-grouping company that would be, something, it looks like W.E. Railway. I'd love to know. but it's actually spiked, and the spikes have rusted solid into it, and these would actually be hammered into the rail chairs, not screwed. But apparently it was just found discarded in the infill when they dug out the track in Nantmore Quarry. So, a little something for the garden. And ultimately it's going to go as a feature in the garden to join my London and North Eastern Railway Central Division, one that came from Godley Junction sidings.
I always end up making a mess in the kitchen when I cook, but I love cooking so much. So today I'm just making a carrot and coriander soup, and it's looking very nice. I'm going to put a lid on this and let it get to boil for a while. But it's doing quite well. I'm very pleased with it. It'll be delicious when it's finished. 20 minutes later. It's just an onion and some carrots, a litre of water, a couple of stock cubes, and about 25 minutes of heating and stirring. That's all it is. Then you blend it all up, and it's perfect. Delicious soup. I love home-cooked meals, especially when I've got the time to do it. So anyway, bon appetit, I'll see you later. Well guys, Jen is happy now. I've just left the garage where she's been having her Volvo 850 repaired. It's a little hobby car now. It's very old now, but it needed a lot of work doing to make it roadworthy again, sadly. It's one of the problems of very old cars. They need a lot of work, so she's been very stressed over that, but she's worked on it for a long time and got it as far as she could, and then had to take it to the garage for certain bits. But it's fine. It's just past its MOT. She's going to be driving it home, and she seems very much relieved and happy to have it back. So I've left her there at the garage, and I'm off into town because I have to go and do a load of work. I'm deputising on a few meetings today for people, so busy. It means I'm not out campaigning today, but I am working, so I don't feel too bad about it. But I think I'd rather be out campaigning and seeing how things are going in town, but never mind. Let's go to work. Oh my goodness, it's almost 7 o'clock and I've just got out of the last meeting. It's been a very long day, but I've done some good work. Very good work, but I've still got casework to finish off because I got down here about 3 o'clock by the time I got here from the thing where I left Jen, and wasn't quite enough time to go through all the reports I needed to and do all my casework, so it's going to be a long day. It's just one of those things. We have to get on. Another hour or so later. What an evening, eh? Oh my goodness, it's cold and wet and raining like mad. Thankfully I've just called Jen because I was going to ask her what she wanted for dinner, but she's offered to give me a lift home, so I'll ask her what she wants for dinner when I get in the car. So I'm just going to hang around here for a little bit and wait for her to turn up. So I'll take it. She's driving the Volvo, I believe, but apparently we've had a bit of an issue with it. It's past its MOT, it's fine to go on the road, and one of the handles has fallen off the door. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's going to be one of those days apparently. But oh well, we can fix that. It can't be that hard to fix, can it? Can it? I actually don't know. I know very little about cars. But, oh well, just gotta wait and stay out of the rain until she gets here. Then we'll see what the damage is. Well, I'm home and I've got some alcohol-free Merlot, so that'll be nice because I don't drink, but I fancied a glass, and the oven is full of pizza, so I am happy. Today's video is brought to you by my graphic novels, The Collected Life of Nobty Mouse, Volume 1, All Over the House, Volume 1, and All Over the House, Volume 2. Thank you.